In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
Welcome into the No Off Days podcast. Chris Cato over here to my left. We got BK in the booth. I am Scott Smith. And today on the podcast, I want to know what's real and what's not real. Much like the AI generated, somebody sent me an AI of me. And it's quite frightening. And I'm going to just play it for our audience. You can't see it, but it's a picture of me talking. Does this sound like me? Okay.
Fox 13, home of the best sports coverage in the world.
Does that sound like me?
Well, it sounds as boastful as you are.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's,
no,
okay.
There was a little something in there that was an element of your voice, but
okay, a little
no,
bit.
mostly
AI is scary, man. There's
Yeah.
all kinds. I saw an AI clip earlier this week of Billy Napier going off during a press conference. It wasn't him.
It wasn't hell. I know. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. But
We
it
had
was,
an AI Bigfoot in the studio today. In the news.
Did you?
In the news studio.
Okay.
He was no, it was a guy in a Bigfoot suit, but he's famous for these TikToks where he's going around he's visiting different cities in Florida and making fun of the people there. And I thought it was a real guy in a Bigfoot suit in these videos, but it's just an AI Bigfoot.
Oh, wow.
So his manager said people are always contacting us and requesting Bigfoot come visit their company or their school, and we say he doesn't really exist. He's AI.
Oh my gosh. See, this is the world that we're creating for our children. You know, they don't. We're literally creating it. It's a scary place to be, but that's anyway. No, what I want to know about what's real and what's fake is more in the college football sphere. But before we get to that conversation, let's bring in Brian King.
Is he
BK,
real?
if this is really you, blink with your left eye.
He blinked.
Okay, he doesn't know.
He blinked both.
All right, he held up the L. Which one's left? Yeah. All right, BK, what do we have on today's big program?
Got a good show today, guys. We got it. We rarely get two guests in at the same time, but we got them today. We got Ryan Miller, Bucs wide receiver.
Yes.
Keaton Miller. He's at Straz. He's playing the lead role of what? The Dracula Comedy of Terrors play.
Yes, I've heard that's a good one.
I heard it's great too.
So wait, brothers.
They're
one
brothers.
in the NFL and one is a leading actor.
Yes.
And so
How about
one,
the talent
one,
in that family?
One is Dracula and one is Tampa Bay. So Sucks and Bucs, right? Is that?
I'll let you say that to their face. How about
It's
that?
very funny, man.
Yeah. Wow. How about that?
Yes.
And that's kind of cool. That's. I mean, they're not from here, right? They're
No,
from
no,
what, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I think
Yeah.
Miller went to Furman. Up
Okay.
in Ryan Miller, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have him. That's going to be fun, I think.
All right. Well, I think
Talented family.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any acting in your family line?
No, I do not.
No. I know. I wasn't going to ask about professional athletes. I knew that, but.
Yeah. Well,
No?
I've told it on this podcast before. I did appear in a movie once as an extra, but there was no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was no
what
acting
was your
involved.
name in the movie?
I was an extra. They don't give you
Oh,
names.
they don't give-
They put a sailor
I
suit
would
on
ask
me.
them to give me a name.
Well, I was
even if it's
extra number 47 or
Yeah,
whatever. I don't
yeah.
know.
Did they have to stop down because you messed it up?
Yes, several times.
Stop shimmying. Just walk.
You're just supposed to be in the background.
Yes,
you know?
you're swaying too much.
Too much gyrating there.
No, BK, nothing.
No acting.
Did you ever act in like a high school drama or anything like that?
Couple plays in the
Really?
third grade, yes. We did some Olympics type play where I was the broadcaster.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. But that was it. I never did any drama or anything in high school. It was
I
all-
was in Cats in high school.
Were you?
Yes.
Wow.
I was McCavity the Mystery Cat. And my grandma in her quilting club sewed my cat costume.
We need to see a picture of that.
Okay.
Oh, there are photos.
Yeah.
They're
We
all
need
black
to-
and white.
Please,
Well, that's okay.
send them in.
But this won't shock you guys. You know, it's a musical.
It's
but
like a full leotard, right?
It was.
Is that what-
Let's not go into detail, but it's so. But Cats is a musical, and so I was told by the director, don't sing, just move your mouth with the words, because that's how
we have an AI for
That's how
that.
bad of a singer I am.
Mr. Grinch. That's your song. That's the one you like to
Wow.
sing. All right.
What about you? Any acting in the genetics?
In my genetics, yes, but not me. My grandparents on my mom's side, both of them were traveling actors.
Wow.
And so that's how they met. Yeah.
Wow.
Back in
And
the day.
your son crushed that Christmas play last year. Remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
he played.
King Herod, I believe.
He was
right?
Herod, yeah, that's right.
I know more about this than you
Thank
do.
you.
It looks like.
What's my son's name again? Yeah. Okay, fun times. Well, then that's going to be a great discussion with them. BK, what about at the end of the show?
End of the show, we got a brand new quiz coming up, one that was submitted from one of our fans.
Get out.
A fan quiz.
Fan-submitted quiz, and it's actually quite good.
I find that hard to believe.
You think
That
I
we
came
have-
up with it?
No, that we have fans.
What? Oh, I'm sorry, I should have said fan.
Okay.
He didn't say fan of what either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to
All
it.
right, love it. All right, thanks, BK.
you guys.
If you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/nodpod. If you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe, you can take out your phone, tap the QR code on the screen, and head to our show page. Feel free to leave a comment on YouTube or a 5-star on iTunes, especially if you consider yourself a fan. Maybe you could email BK a new game for us to play. That's an idea. Subscribe at fox13news.com/nodpod. All right, so Chris, the things I want to know which is real and which is fake have to do with college football. As we tape this, we're 2 games in, for most teams. We're 2 weeks in, officially, to the college football season, and we've seen some big wins. We've seen some pretty sizable upsets. And I know it's going to take a while before it all kind of levels out, and we don't want to overvalue certain wins or underplay certain losses. But of the ones that we've seen, are there any? I mean, I think of like the Texas-Ohio State game, like week 1. To me, I don't think that's really going to be a costly loss for Texas. I think that we saw, even in that performance, that their defense is really, really good. Arch Manning had a little Uncle Rico in him, and he struggled a little bit in out of the gates, but there's talent there, and you play a soft opponent the following week, and he looks a little bit better. But is there any false flags out there, or things that actually you think are more telling in what you've seen through 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think one of those week 1 games, well, we have mounting evidence now. We have two weeks of data points to suggest that Clemson might not be one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, and they were a national title hopeful.
Yes, and you and I think both picked them to win the ACC, which that could still very well happen. But so I think we put a lot of stake in that week 1 game against LSU, and LSU, it was a close-fought game, very low scoring. Both offenses didn't look great, and LSU pulled out the victory on the road, which we think is a very impressive win for LSU at the time. Then we see Clemson almost lose to Troy from the Sun Belt, and Troy, while they've had some good teams in the past, my alma mater, by the way, they were really bad last year, and so that was shocking to see Clemson get pushed around on both lines of scrimmage. And it's their quarterback, Cade Klubnik, who was a Heisman, one of the leading Heisman candidates, has not looked good. So I'm starting to wonder if Clemson is not what we thought we were, and maybe this LSU win over Clemson, by the end of the season, it isn't valued as highly.
Yeah, I mean, that could also be a letdown game for Clemson. I mean, if you come out of the gates with LSU and then you follow that up with a visit to Troy or, hosting Troy.
Yeah, but it's your first home game, though. I think you got –
Yeah,
no, actually,
I know,
that's not true. They lost to LSU.
But either way, it's like you follow a giant opponent
Right.
with a team that I think it's natural to overlook that. What about when it comes to quarterback play? Because there was a lot of new starting quarterbacks, or at least younger quarterbacks that played a little bit last year that, we kind of put a lot of eggs in some of those baskets and said, hey, like we're riding, these national title hopes based on your performance. I would say like a Julian Sain at Ohio State. Like he's looked okay.
Yeah.
He's looked decent. I think they're kind of, game manager at this point. He's not nothing real flashy at this point. Like a Lenore Sellers for South Carolina, I think has looked pretty good. I mean, we already kind of knew that before.
Yeah.
But you got like Bryce Underwood, like for Michigan. Which he didn't look great last week.
He didn't look great, and I think the play calling was really bad. I don't see why they don't use his legs.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
the guy,
ought to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar with like a DJ Lagway, where he's not like a runner. I mean, he's not one of these pure like run for 100 yards per game type of guy. But I feel like they should use his legs maybe a little bit more, and that might help loosen things up defensively and maybe give him a little bit more confidence because he had a rocky game against USF. Even like a Gunnar Stockton, I think it's been like really kind of middle of the road for Georgia.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is there any quarterback play that you'd say, man, Heisman maybe?
I would say so far, and again, 2 games in, but the Notre Dame win the win over Notre Dame was big for Miami. Carson Beck has looked good in that offense. He's just operating it really well. And then John Mateer is a dude that Oklahoma has.
Yeah.
He is a guy that can just put the team on his back, and we saw him do great things at Washington State, and they brought over him and his offensive coordinator at Oklahoma, and it looks like Oklahoma could have a really good squad this year.
Yeah, coming off a nice little win.
How about for you?
I mean, I kind of listed some of those quarterbacks. I mean, I would say for the Ducks, I've been impressed with what I've seen from Dante Moore. And, again, they opened the season against nobody. And then Oklahoma State, I don't know how good they're going to be. It doesn't look like they're going to be very good. But he has been good in the games that they ought to win, and he ought to be good in. So, anytime you're kind of adapting to a new team, granted he was with the team last year, but in terms of playing and being the guy under center, I think that's been encouraging. We never really recapped your Alabama struggles against Florida State, but they get a bounce-back win. What are you thinking with the Crimson Tide right now?
Well, my hope is, and maybe this is wishful thinking, but I'm hoping that Florida State is just really good, and Bama walked into a buzzsaw, and this Alabama team just continues to get better and become the team that everyone thought they were before the season began. And I think that just after seeing – here's one thing I think we're seeing is true, is that this Gus Malzahn system and the fit with Tommy Castellanos is going to work really well.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's going to continue to play out through the season. And Florida State just looked, especially on defense, it's amazing, just a completely different team. They dominated Alabama on both lines of scrimmage, and they could tackle, which is something they couldn't do last year. And so to me, I'm hoping that is the real Florida State that we saw in that game, and it was just a bad day for Bama walking into on a road game against a good team.
Yeah, no bigger Florida State fan than you right now.
Let's go Noles.
Proving us right. Yeah, I would say that you're right in terms of fit for Castellanos, and if you have a good defense with a Gus Malzahn offense, that runs a lot of tempo, then it can work. It could be a perfect marriage, but we'll see. I mean, once they get into the heart of ACC play and you're taking on more challenging, consistent opponents week in and week out, not just I think that a lot from that Alabama game was two teams right out of the gates. Again, we talked about Florida State being the biggest question mark in college football, and I think that goes for trying to scout the team too, right? Like you don't really have a lot on tape in terms of fit and personnel. Gus Malzahn and his style of offense. Castellanos from his time at BC, but you put all these pieces together, and you don't know what you're going to get in a hostile environment like it was at Doak. All right, so would you say FSU legit playoff team?
I would say that they have that potential, yes, based on, again, 2 data points. But I know it was a lesser opponent in East Texas A&M University, which sounds like a team name made up for Friday Night Lights. But they still set a school record for scoring, or tied a school record for touchdowns. So there's something there. And I would say with Clemson, if they are not what we thought they were, then the path is right there for Florida State.
Yeah, still got Miami to contend with. But I don't know how you could talk college football, even outside of Tampa, and not mention USF and what they've done through the first 2 weeks. I read a stat where if they can pull off the win against Miami, it is the first team since 1987 to have won their first 3 games against ranked opponents, and that team was the Miami Hurricanes.
Wow.
But what has impressed me most about this team is their defense. To me, looks just lights out. I mean, just aggressive. I know it's not like these huge names, and they're not going to beat every team in terms of size and matchup, but it's just a team with hustle and heart and just a sticky defense. Man, they
can get after the quarterback too.
Yes, absolutely. That linebacking group has been fantastic. But they have to be your front runner now for your G5 team, potentially playoff. I mean, it's so early. I realize that, but that's what we do, right? When we talk college football, we're always kicking the ball down the road. But I mean, are they your lead G5 school right now?
I think so. It's between them or UNLV. Dan Mullen's squad looks pretty good, but I would go with USF just at this point, because even if you just show up to Miami, to Coral Gables, and even if you don't win, but you just show that you're not going to get pushed around, you hang, you keep it close. And we talked about a couple weeks ago, their schedule in the American is very doable. They don't run into a couple of the better teams.
I don't think they play Tulane.
They don't play Tulane. They don't play Army. They do play Memphis, but that's a navigable American schedule where, and you've got the wins against Boise State and Florida. And, USF needs to hope that Florida is a better team than what they showed on Saturday against USF, too. I think that's a part of it, too. You want that Florida win to still look good and Florida not to be a 4-8 team.
Right. Yeah, they're going to get the opportunity, are those Gators, because they're going to play some heavyweights here over the next month. I mean, the rest of the season, really, but this is the discussion of the Billy Napier hot seat started a little bit earlier than we would have anticipated, though it happened last year, and he kind of quieted some of that crowd by winning the last 4 games of the season. But how legit do we think these Billy Napier hot seat talks are, and what is the road to recovery? Do you have to beat LSU this weekend, or I mean, are we talking about like a mid-season canning if he loses the next 3? I think they got LSU, Texas, and is it Georgia?
And no, not Georgia yet, but Texas A&M, who looks
A&M,
good, and maybe there's another one. It's like LSU you mentioned, but it's like a 4-game gauntlet. You know, to Miami.
I just think it's. I mean, it's Miami. To me, it's an obnoxious storyline. I mean, it's a little bit because really what you're doing when you fire a coach mid-season is you're giving up on the product.
Yeah.
Like you can't have realistic expectations of then becoming having a turnaround season by handing keys off to your offensive coordinator, your DC. Mm-hmm. Like you're saying, we're done, and we don't want the experiment to go on anymore. And I think that there's enough talent in Gainesville to say that, like, I think they can still fight.
That's a good roster.
I think that they have a quality enough team and a good quarterback that is healthy and has shown plenty of upside to where, yeah, I mean, maybe USF stunned them a little bit and not a great loss, but, like, they can still rally. They can, and if you finish this schedule with 8 wins, I mean, what is the threshold to you?
Well, I think with that schedule, 8 wins would be good.
Which would be what they did last year.
But I think this could be a better team with an equal schedule, or maybe if they're 7-5, it could still be a better team. But I think they're going to beat LSU this weekend.
Are you calling it?
Are we doing picks?
Okay.
Let's do picks. I'm going with the Gators. They're going to walk in there and Billy's going to say, not yet, not so fast.
I did notice that Brian Kelly came to Napier's defense this week, and he said, you know what? I think it's wild that people are talking about firing. It almost seemed like it was a little projection.
This guy's a really good coach.
I think it's outrageous that any coach should be put on a hot seat ever. No. I hope both are fine, But, I think Billy Napier he's built the program in a way that I think is commendable, and that is that he's recruited, he's retained talent, he has not been portal guy each and every year, and I think that they have pieces there, but it just requires a little bit of patience, and that's a hard thing to find in today's game. All right, coming up on the other side, Chris, it is time to talk theater. I know you've been waiting.
Finally.
It's the Miller brothers, Ryan Miller, Keaton Miller, both exceptional in their field. One a lead actor, one is a Bucs wide receiver, and we're gonna have them right between us coming up.
And all of our parents will be disappointed in us when they see how these young men have lived their lives.
My kids are hosting podcasts. Stick around. This podcast is returning after this. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast, and Chris, it is Miller time, I suppose. No, we're not popping the cold ones. We got the Miller brothers. We got Ryan Miller, Bucs wide receiver, and then we have Keaton Miller, his younger brother. Younger?
That's right.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Who is the lead in Dracula, a comedy of terror that is taking place at the Straz Center starting this week, September through October. This is going to be a fun one. So how is it that you're both this accomplished in totally different fields, but I mean, you guys grew up together. I'm sure a lot of tussles in the backyard throughout the years.
Yeah.
But you guys found different passions, and you're both excelling in your field. How wild is that?
I think what's really crazy is growing up, we kind of always had the exact same talents and skill set. It's like you said, we just went different ways. Like, believe it or not, he is a fantastic singer and a great dancer.
Okay.
We're not going to disclose that.
I know.
That was leading into my next question.
Yeah. And I, was very athletic as a kid. There was a point in time where I played football for a little bit.
Okay.
And got my time on the field, but it just ultimately. We just had different interests, and we split off and went our own separate ways.
Well, Ryan, you're a 4.5 40. Is that right? Did I read the?
Yeah. 4 4 4 5.
Okay, what's your 40 time, Keaton?
My 40 time, whatever's faster than him. Whatever's faster than him, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll go out to the parking lot after this.
Yeah. Love the competition. You guys grew up on a farm, right? Tennessee?
Well, not really a farm. Small city. I think it was about 60,000 people in Jackson.
Jackson, Tennessee.
No, we were in the city, but everything around us is pretty rural, farm area.
Very suburban, good place to raise a family vibes.
We grew up in a good house.
Yeah.
So.
What was growing up like in the Miller household?
Our parents, they raised us, well. We went to church every Sunday, raised.
Good old Southern country
good
mama's
old
boys right
Southern
here.
Corn-fed.
About as fun as it gets.
But yeah, our parents were good people. They raised us right, taught us to, do the right thing.
Yeah, we do have good folks back home.
They must have been able to instill some type of hard work and dedication, because
Absolutely.
whatever it is, I mean, you guys both seem to have that. It takes a lot to be able to be in the NFL, and then obviously, the acting stage. I know that's it could be a very competitive situation, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I would say it's almost, if not more competitive to get onto Broadway as it is to make
Is
the
it really?
NFL. Because
You
it's
agree?
It's intense.
It's intense. Like
I think
it's a small percentage that make it
There's
in
a
his
very,
field. So
I don't remember what the actual number is, but I certainly know there's probably 50 to 80,000 actors in New York City alone. And I know that seems like a large number, but when you think of all the people who are in this industry submitting self-tapes and auditioning and going and being seen every single day.
the pool seems larger.
It is so much larger, because nowadays, with technology, you can submit from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, there's 10,000 actors in the city. It's, the whole world can now submit for these projects and be somewhere in this game,
Yeah, a lot of TikTok auditioners, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ryan, what would scare you more? What's scarier to you, going across the middle where some linebacker's about to take your head off, or doing a one-man Hamlet?
for sure doing a one-man Hamlet. It's a little out of my
I think I'd be
field,
more
so-
scared of doing a one-man Hamlet.
I've taken some big hits in my career, and luckily I've been able to be injury-free, knock on wood for that. But yeah, I think I would definitely would rather take a hit across the middle for sure.
Keaton, I think you should give him one of your lines from Dracula and see if he can deliver it.
Okay, all right.
And I'll let you grade him.
The real trick is going to be...
Ryan hates me, right?
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing?
The real trick's going to be the accent, okay? It's that
the
Transylvanian accent. Look, really simple.
Transylvania?
Yeah. It's one of my first lines in the show. All you're going to say, I'm going to give it to you, and I want you to just give it your best shot, okay?
all right.
Good evening. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Count Dracula. But you have to do it find a camera, do it right to the camera, do it sexy
love this.
and fun and campy
right.
with the accent, all right?
You said, good evening.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dracula.
I like
good?
it.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
sure,
Hey, I did
great.
theater
it
in
was
high
really,
school,
yeah.
Okay.
He's
Just
got
send
some
his
I was
Tony in
more
the mail.
background. I was
Send
more
the Oscar
background,
Tony in the
you know.
mail.
That
I was
is
more
too funny.
background guy.
That's funny.
Now Keaton has to run a curl route.
Yes. I know what that is.
He said he has a 4.340, so
Exactly.
I think
He
he'll
only
be all
played
right.
football 1 year, and it was like 7th grade.
One and a half, and it was 8th grade. That was my prime.
It was
all
8th
right?
grade.
It was my
8th grade.
prime.
Did you guys ever play on the same team?
No.
No.
Because
he was 2
half
years
year
younger.
that I was
Okay.
there in 9th grade, we got through summer practice,
Yeah,
and I was
and then
like,
he quit.
it's hot. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah.
When did you guys first notice each other's skill as being exceptional in what they do?
I mean, I knew I was good in high school a little bit, but I didn't get a lot of offers in high school going into college. Pretty few offers, but I chose Furman. And I think I just, excelled there. I didn't want to go be a walk-on, at a big school.
Sure.
I could have done that, but I, chose to get a scholarship, and so he got a scholarship too. Obviously to help our parents out, pay for college, and just kind of, did the best that I could, and I ended up being a 3-time All-American at Furman. And, that kind of got me some notice and looks and just, hard work and determination, at the school that I was at to get to where I am.
But you're looking at Ryan playing football and excelling, and he's saying, I'm trying to play in the NFL. You're looking at his career, and he's saying, look, man, I'm going Broadway. All right, I'm a lead actor. Did you guys at the same time believe that it was possible for one another, or
Absolutely.
because you're too close to it?
Even growing up, we went to a very small high school. My graduating class was 69 kids.
Yeah, mine was like 90.
So
super
football, Friday night football in Jackson, Tennessee
Everything.
was huge. And I played in the pep band. I sang in the choir for the games. My senior year, I was the school's mascot. I mean,
He was a
What was the mascot?
we were the Bruin, USJ Bruin.
Okay, there we go. So that's got to be a significant headpiece.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
it was always so cool. Because I'd see my brother, they would do these big posters of all the players, and they'd put them out on the field, or the gates to the field, and it was always so cool to see my brother's picture just right there. And of course, everybody, he was great in high school, and everybody, and back then, it's huge. So if you make a good play, everyone's all happy and excited for the rest of the week. And so I would get to see my brother. I didn't really understand the game as much then, but I would just keep hearing his name over the intercom. Touchdown, catch, tackle, Ryan Miller. So that's kind of when I noticed, of course, he's good at this. And I think truly a testament is how hardworking he is. I saw, because of my schedule, you know, in college and with all the shows that I would do, I don't get to see a lot of games, you know, and it's very different for me. When my parents go see games, they are like up and standing and cheering. I'm like sitting laser focused the entire time, and I only watch him on the field. And I've always seen his grit, his determination, that effort, that kind of laser focus. And
Well,
I
he's
think
really
we share
buttering
that.
you up for
He
something.
really is.
I know,
He wants you to come.
And I would say the same thing about him too. You
Yeah.
know, just he started shows when he was a young kid, and I went to all of his shows growing up, and he always wanted to be the main man, the center of attention.
Whoa.
In the best way possible.
In the best way.
Yeah,
Probably in the worst way, too.
The best way possible. But no, just like, you know, like me, he was also determined and a super hard worker, and yeah, he's just, you know, he was always more out there, you know, than I was as a kid growing up. So I knew he was going to be a star at a young age.
Well, you know, you guys both are in your different fields, but playing an odds game. That it's always so difficult, right, to get to where you are. I mean, as an undrafted guy coming out of Furman, you have fought, scratched, and clawed, and made some huge plays. I mean, I feel like in the NFL, it's almost like the guys that are selected that aren't draft picks or high draft picks. Everybody's kind of waiting for, you know, them to not make a show, and okay, well, this is what we predicted, but you have made your case over and over again with these Bucs, and I think that has shown up certainly on tape. We've seen it, and but for you, on the other hand, it's like you know, you get these opportunities to take center stage, and we are not as familiar with your work. So
we're about to be, though.
When we see Dracula here performing at the Straz Center, what are we in store for? Tell us a little bit about this performance.
I will say I've probably done 70 to 80 shows in my lifetime of everything that I've ever done, and I will confidently say this is the funniest show I've ever done in my entire life. It is 85 minutes of nonstop hilarity. I mean, there's only 5 actors, but I'll tell you this much, there's probably about 13, 14 different characters. So you have people running around stage. They come in one scene as one character, they leave for a second and come back on stage as a different character. I mean, everybody is throwing everything into it. And the cast is absolutely phenomenal. We've been rehearsing now for probably about 2 weeks. Yeah, 2-3 weeks. And I'm still laughing at every single one of these jokes.
Are you getting pretty good at biting people?
Yes.
At biting necks?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, we have Mondays off, and so 2 of our cast members are like ex-Disney performers. So they worked for the Mouse for quite a long time, and they were able to get us free tickets into the park. So we went and had a cast outing at Disney Parks yesterday, and on every single ride where they do the camera, I'm like biting my cast members for all the rides.
You got to stay in character.
Exactly. I got all my picks for Drac Does Disney.
The cool thing about this show, though, is this isn't like a touring Broadway show. This is produced by the Jab?
Jabe. It's
Theater.
Produced by the Straz Center, and it's being performed in the Jabe Theater.
And so this is in town. People, if you don't, you got to catch this because you've got a whole 2 months where this play is running, starting next week, September 16th, all the way almost through the end of October there. So, Ryan, you really have no excuse. I mean, you've got multiple chances.
He's already got his ticket, and I'll say
September 25th is when I'm going. I'm sure I'll go to a few more. So.
Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets now. Book ahead, and get your friends, get your girlfriends, get your guys, your bros. Everybody go.
Your teammates.
And see your teammates.
And this will be a great opportunity. A great opportunity for you to actually catch the Bucs because you're going to be sticking around for a while.
I am sticking around. I was really great. I got to come down early right before rehearsal start and see one of his. It was the last preseason game.
Last preseason
which
game.
was really, really fun. But yeah, no, it's great. We call it the Miller Double Feature. We have people coming from our hometown. I'm excited. Our old choir director and our old theater director is coming down with their spouses, and they're going to come see my show on Saturday, and on Sunday they're going to go see Ryan's game. So
how about that?
If you want the Miller Double Feature, book Saturday and Sunday, and you'll be all set.
Indeed, it is Miller time, and we are not done with the Miller boys because coming up on the other side, I'm going to put them to the test. Let's see how well they know their fields. Stick around. The Nod Pod is back right after this. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. We are joined by Ryan Miller, wide receiver for your Buccaneers, now in his 3rd season with the team, and actor Keaton Miller. Yes, his brother, who is the lead actor in the new Dracula, a comedy of terrors, playing at the Straz Center through the end of October. All right, guys, in the first block, we kind of got to know you a little bit. Now it's time to put you to the test, something we like to do on this podcast. So this is a little game that I call... It doesn't have a title, so I'm working on it. NFL Hall of Famer or Broadway character. NFL Hall of Famer or Broadway character. I'll allow you guys to, use melding of the minds here to tell me which is which. We're gonna start easy, and then it'll get a little bit harder. Jean Valjean.
Broadway.
Okay, all right. There you go. I was hoping Ryan would maybe get in.
Did
you know that one?
Next one, I'll let him.
I just heard Jean, and I just figured that had to be a Broadway.
Right.
All right, okay.
Canadian football league.
All right, it's going to get more challenging. Greasy Neal. Greasy Neal.
I'm going to assume Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Indeed. 1969 class, Philadelphia Eagles coach from 1941 to 1950. All right, Sonny Dufresne. Sonny Dufresne.
Sounds like an NFL Hall of Famer.
It's not. Yeah. My first thought is Sonny from Greece, but I don't think that's his last name. It's more Italian than that.
Different.
No.
Let's go.
Hall of Famer.
You sure? All right.
Sonny
We'll go Hall of
Dufresne
Famer.
and Guys and Dolls.
Oh, no.
He's a gambler and a friend of Nathan Detroit. Is it Detroit?
It is
Detroit?
Nathan Detroit.
Okay, yes, there we go.
Oh, I'm impressed. I'm
All
impressed. I
right, so
should know that.
one for one. All right. Andy Robustelli. Andy Robustelli.
That's got to be an NFL Hall of Famer.
It is.
Okay.
Class of 1971, defensive end, played for the Rams and the Giants. All right. Mac Speedy. Mac Speedy.
No show that I know has an Max Speedy, so.
I mean, I don't know. Let's just go with Hall of Famer, I guess.
You are right.
Okay.
Correct. He played for the Browns back in the 40s and 50s.
Cleveland.
Ironically,
You know-
the slowest player on the team.
Yeah, probably. All right. Harold Hill. Harold Hill.
I've played him.
Have you
Broadway.
really?
I have.
Ah!
I was the music man.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
Music man.
You got trouble.
Evan Hansen. Evan Hansen.
yeah.
Broadway, baby.
Okay.
I know that one. I
All
know
right.
that one.
You're on fire. John Hanna. John Hanna.
NFL.
NFL.
He is.
Yeah.
He was a guard for the Patriots back in the
Okay.
70s and 80s.
And Alabama Crimson Tide, great.
Oh, was he? Okay, good.
Boo.
Eagle.
We're Auburn fans.
Billy Flynn.
That's Chicago. Broadway.
There you go. Money. And finally, Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly.
Broadway. That's Newsies.
Singing in the Rain, but close.
Oh, Jack Kelly.
Is it maybe also?
Maybe
No, that's Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly is singing in the rain. Jack Kelly is the lead in Newsies.
Jack
Gene
Kelly
Kelly
is a
played Don
dancer and a
Lockwood.
singer who dreams of making it big in Hollywood. He's a romantic and a dreamer, and he's always looking for a way to make people happy. That's all I know.
That's your source?
Hey, I'm just
Listen,
reading.
he played
I was
the main
also
character in
Don
Singing in the
Lockwood and
Rain.
singing in the rain.
Okay.
So I'm
All
gonna
right.
trust him on
Well,
that one.
I'll cede that to you. AI has hosed me once again.
Yeah, update Wikipedia. there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it is a
Call
good
chat right now. Get her on the phone.
All right, so if you want to check out Dracula, a comedy of terrors, it is running September 16th through October 26th at the Straz Center. And, of course, for tickets, go to strazcenter.org. If you want to catch the Bucs, you know where to find them. They visit the Texans, actually, on Monday night, week 2 of the NFL season. Congrats to both of you guys for all your success. We'll be rooting you on in your different fields. Chris, you got one more?
I want to say, just put a stake in the Texans' heart. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
that's
we will.
right.
We will.
All right.
It's gonna be a big game. A lot of eyes. So we're excited.
Good stuff.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. That was great.
Ryan and
guys.
Keaton Miller. Coming up on the No Off Days podcast, BK is going to put us to a similar type of test on the other side.
Hope it's easier than that one.
Chris, I think we do need more viewers' submissions. You know, like whatever
Yes.
that is. Like feedback. What do you think? Like, do you like Chris's shirt collection? What do you think about our final segments of the show? Like, is there a fun game that we could play that would be entertaining?
Just say anything to let us know you're out there. I mean, that would be nice. Send a thumbs up emoji.
Yeah. I mean, I know Cookie's out there, but anyway, let's bring BK in. Brian,
Yes.
so you heard from one of our fans.
One of our fans.
Okay, we're
doesn't-
calling a fan.
The one.
Doesn't work too far from where we work.
Okay.
It's in the, Savannah Chandler came up with this game.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
we all know her. She's
Yes.
a big Swiftie fan.
Oh,
And we were sitting there talking during dinner one night, and she knew that I'm a huge Shakespeare fan, right? Elizabethan dramas, yeah, man, that's me.
Okay.
So we were talking, she said, let's come up with a game. And she came up with a game where we give out a line, and you tell me if it comes from a Shakespearean play or a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, in the
Because I think we can both say, Scott, that we don't know many lyrics from either of these great muses.
neither. Neither.
So you ready for the first one?
Yes, I'm going to fail this test.
Oh my
Here we
gosh,
go.
no, you won't. No, I have confidence in
That
you.
is a great graphic. Did
Thank
AI
you.
generate that?
Yeah, I did through
Did
AI.
you? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
how about
very
that,
good.
man?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. First question there,
Yes.
Griffin. All right, here we go.
Look, I'm so impressed with our graphics.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and they got Billy right this time. He's a lefty.
He is. Good. Cato, you're already ahead. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart, concealing it, will break. Is that a Taylor Swift line, or is that a Shakespeare little quote?
You want me to go first? You gonna
I'll go first. I'm going to say I know that she crafts some, beautiful prose that can sound Elizabethan, but I think this is a Shakespeare line here. I can't tell you what work it's from, but let's go Shakespeare.
Yes. My tongueth will tell the angereth of my heart. I think it's Shakespeare as well. It just seems, it doesn't seem like a lyric to a song.
Ooh.
Or else my heart concealing it will break. Concealing
No
it?
one talks that way.
Yeah,
I mean, in Taylor Swift world.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, guys. From Taming of the Shrew.
I knew it was Taming of the Shrew.
Thank you.
Us. Yes.
When Catherine was asserting her right to speak her mind to Petruchio.
Yes,
you recall.
Petruchio. Very
Yeah.
closed-minded
That was a great part.
individual.
Great
He was
moment of that
he
play.
the shrew, Petruchio, or was it Catherine? I don't
Well,
remember.
I think
had
Catherine
to
was trying to
tame
tame something,
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Petruchio.
I don't know.
The shrew.
Very well done.
Patricia.
Go get so y'all 1 for 1 right there.
Yes.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Do you miss the rogue who coaxed you into paradise and left you there?
That sounds a little bit Swifty. Do you miss the rogue? Okay. Maybe rogue rhymed with something like in vogue. Who coaxed you into paradise and left you there. Yeah. I'm gonna say like this is a girl that feels betrayed by a guy that overpromised and underdelivered, and that seems like the theme of many of her songs. So let's go Swifty.
I'm going to agree with my colleague here, and I think that this is probably, some of her lyrics are like firing shots at these other stars she's feuded with, and maybe this was like a low-key jab at Katy Perry, like, hey, about one of her breakups. Oh, you got coaxed into paradise, and now you're left there.
Yeah, you need to tame your shrew.
Exactly. We're going Taylor Swift on this
Man,
one.
you guys are dead on it. I think your closet Swifties here. It's from her song Coney Island.
Oh, yeah, like
From
the
that-
hot dogs there.
great
Yeah, from the Evermore album.
Joey Chestnut appear in that song?
No, that speaks to Scott's heart.
She said it was a metaphor of how Coney Island was kind of deteriorating in a relationship that she was in. Go figure. All right. Man, I got to stump you here. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die.
Take me to the lakes where the poets went to die. Okay. Well, I feel like you take it.
Oh, boy. Okay. He's trying to make up his mind. Well, this is going to – I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way and offend people that I'm close to, but
Listen
I
closely.
would believe that sometimes Taylor would have a more simplistic writing style than Shakespeare, the great bard. So I believe that this simple sentence structure here tells us that this is one that Taylor kind of phoned in. Maybe she wrote it on the back of a napkin or something.
Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I mean, I feel like because it says poets in there, this is my very simple brain going here, that he's trying to throw us off the scent of Shakespeare, but it's actually probably Taylor Swift. But I feel like you and I have to separate at some point, so this will be where I'll jump in the lake. I'm going to say this is Shakespeare.
This is Taylor Swift.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Song is The Lakes.
Well, that's obvious. That's on
Yes.
the nose.
Oh, it's off the folklore album.
That's a great album, man.
Oh, man, I love it.
It was inspired by the English Lake District, a place she visited and admired for its beauty and literary history, particularly romantic poets like William Wordsworth.
Okay.
How about
All
that?
right.
Man. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
I think that's a little too cute for Shakespeare. But maybe it's Romeo and Juliet. I'm I'm gonna go Swifty. I think it's a little too cute, turn of phrasey.
It is cute, Turner Frazee, and I don't know that was Cupid, thought of as a thing with arrows when
That kill.
Billy was around, when Shakespeare was alive. Did they?
Oh,
I guess
did he not know about Cupid?
I guess he is from Roman mythology, so maybe so. I'm overthinking this. I'm going to go this way. I don't think Brian's going to give us 3 Taylor songs in a row, so I'm going to say this is Shakespeare. And I'm just playing the BK odds here.
See, that's where the game, you get it. It is Shakespeare from Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah. One of his top 10 hits.
What's that?
One of his top 10 hits.
It was one of his good plays, actually.
Yeah.
Hero says
that was actually about Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Much Ado About Nothing. Yeah. Good job. Last one here.
Okay, here we go. Redemption.
Romeo, take me somewhere where we can be alone. Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone.
I mean, that's got to be Taylor Swift, right?
I'm ashamed to say I know that the song this is from. This is like one of her first big hits, and it's titled, I guess you could say she plagiarized Old Billy a little. This is from Romeo and Juliet, her song,
so
right?
You're saying this is...
Or Love Story,
Love
Story, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think you were 100%, my friend.
I may have missed one in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Turns out I am a closet Swiftie. I will tell you that Folklore album. There's a song on there where she collabs with was it Bon Iver, the great songwriter from Wisconsin?
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. I don't know. Anyway, that's a beautiful song. Beautiful. Okay. I believe it's called Exile.
Yeah. That's where I need to run off to right now after that segment.
Wow. What do you think?
I think it was fun, and
Yeah.
I applaud Savannah for helping and chiming in, and I do think that that's going to appeal to a large portion of our audience.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I think we got a lot of Swifties in the crowd.
Yeah.
Dang, I thought those were
Despite the fact
tougher.
that I always disparage her work, but
I know one that listens to us every week, and you made fun of her a couple weeks ago. She will love that segment, one of our listeners.
yes,
Yeah.
the same one that
She will think that segment slaps.
slaps. Absolutely. All right, that was fun, BK.
Next week we'll
it.
do Shakespeare versus Alice Cooper
Okay, I
Oh,
can do
okay.
that.
All right.
or something.
No.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, my
Thanks,
friend.
BK.
He didn't write Cat Scratch Fever. That was
no,
Nugent. That was
Nugent. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Also
All
a
right.
great poet. Yeah.
There we go. All right, much thanks to our guests today, Keaton Miller, Ryan Miller. Go out and see Dracula or the Bucs and the Bucs. You can see them both because I think you got one on Saturday, one on Sunday.
Miller double
It'll be
feature.
The
Yeah.
Miller double feature. That is right. Much thanks to our nodpod crew. We got Rochelle over here on the jib. We got Chris with a K on the ones and twos. For BK in the booth and Chris right here. I am Scott. Until the next time we're on, there are no off days.